Hello community, I hope this video finds you well. For this week's video, I'd like to continue the thread that I started last week, and that was validating emotional distance. So there's so much to say about this topic, right? But I just thought I would add. Validating emotional distance is sometimes extremely challenging. Like I said last week, it's like we don't know what we don't know. So how do I even begin my search on this? And that could feel like a very daunting exploration. But start with what is obvious, right? Start with what is. And one place to look is what are the things that I hear myself speak about internally about what I am looking for from other people. Maybe it's emotional support. Maybe it's I'm looking for someone to have confidence in me. Maybe I'm looking for someone to have belief in me, to be my cheerleader, to cheer me on. Maybe I'm just looking for someone not to judge me, right? So that sort of would be the same thing as being supportive and understanding. And the rule of thumb is whatever I am looking for from other people means sort of like indication of these are the things I need to give myself. These are the areas that I need to be in a more loving, compassionate, supportive, understanding relationship with myself. Right? Because it's always an inside job. And when we put these demands on others, most often we will get disappointed. And that's probably because they don't have it themselves. So how can we do that? How can we be so supportive of ourselves? How can we be our own best cheerleader? Learning how to validate our own story. It's normal that I have a lot of self-doubt because of X, Y, and Z. Right? And validation is a fabulous tool for allowing the ego to be dismantled. And when the ego is dismantled, the uncomfortable emotions rise to the surface. And we all know what to do with the uncomfortable emotions, as I've said over and over, to just let them rise up from a place of awareness. We observe, and they will dissolve one onion layer at a time. The intensity around them, the frequency around them, and the duration in which they hang around will dissolve little by little. And when we validate, there's also something we need to do on the other side of that. And that is to take the risk, to have the courage to take the risk to move in the new direction, to be evolutionary, right? And if the negative emotion or the scary emotion is getting in our way, that just means I need to keep validating and to keep supporting myself. But the only way to reinform our nervous system over a new habit is to practice baby step by baby step, one little way at a time, so that we gain the confidence we have. Basically what we're doing is building new reference points on what it is we are trying to create. So if I've never supported myself before, if I've never had confidence before, and I find that I'm looking for other people to have confidence in me before I have confidence in myself, that's an indication that I need to practice confidence. And how am I going to do that so not to shatter my nervous system into a scary place where I go into a dark hole and don't come out? We do it one baby step at a time in any which way. It could be as simple as something that you already know how to do. I have confidence that I can drive the car down the road. Okay, that's a skill that I learned. If I learned one skill, it means I can learn another skill. It may require more practice or more information, but I need to acknowledge reference points of which the thing that I want is probably already there. Right? So I may not have confidence in some areas, but there are certain areas that I do have confidence in, and those areas can teach me how to build confidence in another area, or how to have a belief in myself, how to rid self-doubt. Where are the ways in which I have the reference points around being really accomplished? A lot of us are just way too hard on ourselves, and we do not have the information on the evolutionary path that we need to in order to keep going. Right? So the manifestation path can be tricky, and our ego minds will always find an excuse to throw us off, because the truth is to succeed and to take risk is scarier. So there's always ways to go forward. And I hope this encourages you to do so. So I hope this is helpful. Have a beautiful week and see you next week. Namaste.